there happens to be some big Heat news as well. These headlines are driven by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford, we know trucks. The Miami Heat will play the Sixers tomorrow in the play-in tournament game. There's 2 play-in tournament games tonight, both of the West Coast play-in games. Tomorrow, Heat at Sixers. It'll be a 7 p.m. start time. You can hear the game right here on WQAM. Duncan Robinson is listed as probable for Miami to make his return from his back issues.
Good news.
Tyler Hero, available. Kevin Love, who left the season finale with a stinger on his arm, he's available. But Terry Rozier, dealing with neck spasms, neck stiffness for the past 5 games, he has been ruled out for tomorrow's game.
Yeah, that's a big loss because there are some games, and certainly at the end of the season, where Terry Rozier was everything.
Yep.
I believe tomorrow, in my opinion, it is Jimmy Butler or bust. That's my opinion. Obviously, you want Bam to have a good game. You hope Tyler Hero can score. You hope Duncan is back and healthy. For me, a play-in game for the right to play the Knicks instead of the Celtics, if even, it is all on Jimmy Butler.
I agree with you on the Jimmy thing, but you bring up Bam second, and I would actually put Tyler second. Because after the last couple of games, what Tyler's been doing offensively, I would put Tyler second in front of Bam. Offensively now.
Right.
You know Bam's going to hold
Right.
it down on both sides
Right.
of the court. But point scoring, I think it should be Jimmy, Tyler for them to win that game.
Yeah, I'm with you. Having Duncan back, if he looks like the Duncan Robinson before the back issues, to me is a huge development for the Miami Heat offensively. Just to have another guy out there, right, that's going to draw attention defensively away from Tyler, away from Jimmy Butler. But you're talking about the X factor tomorrow. I'm with you, Hawk. Jimmy has to have a playoff Jimmy-like game. Bam Adebayo has to be the Heat's best player tomorrow.
No,
because
Jimmy.
You're going up against Joel Embiid, who's looked really good since his return. You have to be the most physical player, and you have to be able to limit him tomorrow. And we'll find out, right? Is Joel Embiid going to play 35-plus minutes? Only did it once in his 5 games back since the injury. It's going to be very interesting tomorrow.
Well, trust me, they want to play the Knicks as well.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to give you as many minutes as you need. But for me, that's why it's all about Jimmy. You wait all season for this. Like everything that we're told, and he's on Slam Magazine, like he's building it up as well. So he's got to be that guy tomorrow. It's got to be Jimmy, and you ride with Jimmy tomorrow. And if he's not playoff Jimmy, you're going to be in trouble.
Jimmy has to be the best player on the court.
Yes.
That's what I want to see.
Yes.
Perhaps a little extra motivation, courtesy of the NBA today. Heat Twitter, very upset over a NBA playoff promo that debuted today, pushed out by the official NBA accounts. And it's all about playoff Tatum, playoff Spida, playoff whoever, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, playoff Jokic. Is there such a thing? And there was no mention of the Miami Heat or Jimmy Butler. And everybody knows playoff Jimmy is where all of this originates from.
Right. No playoff Jimmy in the promo.
Technically, the Heat aren't in the playoffs yet.
That's a valid point.
So if the Heat were to win tomorrow,
that's a good point.
Perhaps there will be a new edit with Jimmy Butler at the very end.
Right. We need play-in Jimmy. Play-in Jimmy.
Play-in Jimmy.
Yeah, play-in Jimmy.
Because I was going to ask, is Joel and them in there? I would ask, are the play-in teams in that same promo?
They're not. There was no LeBron.
Oh, well, then there's no reason to be angry.
Well, there is because
there's not.
Playoff Tatum. The guy that constantly chokes in the playoffs.
Oh, the guy who's in the playoffs?
And the guy that's the best team, the best record in the NBA? Solana,
They ripped off everything that the Heat built up last season, which is playoff Jimmy and the playoff Miami
They're not
Heat.
in the playoffs.
They will be, though.
Well, I mean, we'll see.
Maybe wait 24 hours before you push out that lame promo.
Hours, something like that. I mean, listen, I mean, play in Jimmy. I'm all about it, Solana, but he is not playoff Jimmy right now.
Did Jimmy Butler create playoff blank?
Nobody ever used playoff blank before last year with playoff Jimmy.
No,
Nobody ever
playoff
used
P.
it.
Paul, not Paul. What's his name?
Paul
Clippers.
George?
Paul George,
Yeah.
playoff P.
Yeah. The guy that hasn't won anything.
Listen,
okay.
no.
Gotcha.
I'm not saying it was successful, but I'm saying I heard playoff blank before I heard playoff Jimmy.
If we were playing match game and we said playoff blank,
what would you say?
Playoff blank.
P.
Playoff P. Playoff. It's really playoff P and playoff Jimmy. I don't think there is any.
Playoff P kind of rolls.
Yeah.
There's no playoff P. Like, what are you
It
doing
was a
with Paul
playoff
George?
P.
What are you doing with Paul George?
I'm not saying Paul George is better than Jimmy. I just heard the phrase playoff blank before I heard playoff Jimmy.
The guy hasn't been back to the conference finals since he left Indiana, and every time he was in the conference finals with Indiana,
Big Shot Bob hasn't hit a big shot in 10 years. Or you still call him Big Shot Bob?
Yeah. Ori.
The Heat now are 5-point dogs. It's gone up a half point. So the money's on the Sixers right now. And I think I'm going to bet the Heat.
Yeah.
Because 5 points, like getting 5 points, I'm not telling you they're going to win, but getting 5 points with play-in Jimmy, that's appealing to me.
Now, that's the first time that's been used.
Yeah, play-in Jimmy. Everybody knows play-in Jimmy.
Yeah, we should make T-shirts.
We have a very small window to sell them. A very
3
small
days
window.
a year. not his business plan is working.
Maybe Asia is the mastermind behind all that stuff.
Got this play-in Jimmy about to invest in.